Seriously. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our council meeting for Monday, May 25th. And I'd ask everyone to please stand for the national anthem. Okay, thank you, everyone, and welcome to members of council, staff, and the public that just walked in. We will call the meeting to order. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof? Mr. CAO, there's nothing on there that talks about the Montreal Canadiens. Okay, so good. Motion to accept the agenda, Deputy Mayor Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Massey, that the Township of North Glengarry accepts the agenda of the regular meeting of council on Monday, May the 25th, 2026.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments on the agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion is carried. None opposed. Moving on to the adoption of the previous minutes, Councillor Massey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Cadell, that the minutes of the following meetings be adopted as circulated. Regular meeting of council minutes, Monday, May 11, 2026.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried. There are none opposed. There are no delegations this evening. Staff reports, Community Service Department. Councillor Cadell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Manley, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry receive staff report number CS 2026-14, Island Park Cleanup, and that Council supports initiatives to improve the condition, safety, and appearance of Island Park and Fireman's Island by authoring the removal of a storage shed at Island Park that has reached the end of its useful life, supporting the reorganization of recreation equipment storage, utilizing space at the former Alexandria Garage on Tobin Street, and authorizing the removal of the existing gazebo on Fireman's Island at Mill Pond, and supporting the reestablishment of boardwalk connectivity.
Perfect, thank you. Stephanie.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So as council is aware, at Island Park, we have currently 2 storage sheds that, have, for one of the 2 has reached nearly the end of its useful life. It's also, outlived the growing volume of parks and recreation equipment needed to be housed down at Island Park. So with some of the restructuring that is taking place with the Public Works Department, with their Ware facility, and some opening up of space at the Alexandria Garage, the Community Services Department would like to suggest that council support us moving some of the equipment that we have, such as lawnmowers, trailers, etc., into that facility, which would be an efficiency for our department and also help clean up the appearance of Island Park by moving some of that equipment elsewhere. In addition to that, we see an opportunity with this cleanup project to also look at Fireman's Island. Currently there's no boardwalk connectivity to that spot at Island Park. And so that limits our ability also to maintain the grass in that area. But in addition, that area has been a subject for, small incidents of petty crime, arson, and some other acts have been reported to occur. So nonetheless, we see an opportunity if we were during the demolition process to take or get rid of the existing shed at Island Park in addition to the gazebo. Staff would propose, really cleaning up the Fireman's Island, maintaining it better, potentially, making it have a little lookout point with a bench or whatever, to kind of increase the, safety element and visual element of that space at Island Park. So we would look at reconnecting the boardwalk to that space as well. But think through these kind of three efforts will help kind of create a better atmosphere at Island Park visually, subject to any questions.
Okay. Questions or comments at this time? Go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, I think it's a terrific idea, and both the storage idea and the Fireman's Island. Currently, I'm just trying to picture it. I can picture the gazebo and some bushes, but are there actual trees on that property?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I can't recall if there's any trees. That is a valid question, though. I know definitely we go out there and maintain the grass area.
I'm not sure there are. I think just bushes.
No, I think there's.
I think there is through you, Mr. Mayor. I think there is a couple minor trees, or
Oh,
there
yeah?
are a couple trees and a couple like bushes that are there, and then I think some like landscaped area that's a little overgrown that we probably complete minimal maintenance on, but to a minimum. So I think just to Stephanie's point, I think anything that we would want to propose there, it would need to be minimal maintenance. I think it's something that would have to be top of mind. We won't be able to get equipment over there readily, so I guess for whatever is proposed to replace the gazebo, if council supports removing the gazebo, which in my mind it's past its reach or its useful life, it needs to be simple and maintenance free. It would be our recommendation.
Yes, well, I couldn't agree more. I think trees are probably better than bushes because they'll provide shade if you're going to be putting a bench there, and it'll also open it up so that people
it
can't
definitely has to
hide
be
in the
visible.
bushes, so
Yeah.
to speak. Yeah. Anyways, great idea. Thank you.
Okay, Councillor Massey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Also, notice that where we're there, where we're giving out trees for the Raisin River, that the other two islands too, they would need some attention also. I know it's maybe something we should do in the winter, next winter or something, when the ice is there, and go with every machinery, because there's trees overlapping, there's dead branches, it looks awful.
Those are a lot of like California maples
Yeah.
and things like that.
So,
that,
and maybe removing the gazebo too in the winter would probably be more efficient, or I don't know, because it's a big outfit. On the ice during the winter would be good, but is it in that bad a shape, the gazebo, or?
The gazebo has to go just
Okay.
because that's what was the problem. Kids and people were going over, they were sitting down inside the gazebo doing drinking or whatever,
Okay.
and then we had
Okay.
lots of noise complaints, so
Okay.
I think this is the best way, just that there's nothing to hide behind, and if you want to go over and use it, that's great, that's what we want,
Okay.
people to go over for a
Yeah,
picnic,
and like, talking about those two other islands, could be not this year or maybe next, but it'd be a nice to have, like, the choice of somebody goes up with a boat, just goes up to the other island, put a picnic table there, and then, they're there, so you might as well take care of them, and so just.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Martin, then.
The gazebo, is it built well enough that we could take the walls out and just leave it open? And still have the shaded, do you still have the shaded spot for benches and stuff, or,
It's one of those things that go.
like, has it got a floor in it or anything, or is it just?
Yeah, it had a floor, and
Okay.
I think it was in pretty bad shape.
That's what I mean, if you took the walls down, it would fall down, basically, or what? Because I know it's closed, that's,
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I think it's built on a wood floor, if I recall correctly.
Okay, so
So it's all rotten and all past its useful life, so I don't think there's any point in salvaging it. I think it's cut it up in a few pieces and remove it.
okay. Now, if I may, on another subject, I'm still getting emails and wondering about updates on the Maxville Main Street sign.
Yeah, we
As far
can
as-
take that offline and have a chat after council. We have a plan for that, so.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Obviously, definitely a good idea. Whenever they do that cleanup, figure out if those trees are worth keeping. I'm thinking several of them are box elders, Manitoba maples that aren't worth keeping. But a couple of, if we did one or even two large caliper trees that were reasonably well advanced, that, you know, would give us a good canopy for shade and to the point of, you know, being able to see through, air move through, everything else, would probably solve all of our concerns. And ideally, they'd be advanced enough that, you know, they wouldn't succumb to vandalism or, you know, too much messing with them. We had a plan, and I think there is a plan to move ahead with cleaning up the forest section. I'm skipping to the south side of the park. Is that going ahead this year? Am I remembering correctly?
Yes, so through you, Mr. Mayor, we were able to use our existing operating budget from last year at the end of the season to actually clean up a lot of the overgrown trees on that south side of the park. We've actually already began some efforts using our 2026 budget to clean up some of the dead trees where branches were overhanging on the actual Island Park side near the pathways, because we did have some that were,
Yep.
you know, falling. So we have advanced some of those efforts, and so in partnership with the Region Conservation Authority, when we execute our grant program this year at the park, that will also be part of it, where we look to target some of those other dead trees as part of that specific grant program to remove them and place 2 additional trees in lieu of that.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Further questions or comments on this item? Jack, go ahead.
Good call on the storage.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had talked about that before, but I think it's worth the public knowing that it's repurposing something that we have existing as a facility that is going to, I'm going to say, benefit a different department, but obviously save us money in the long run as well, just because of things that we've had happen in the past in terms of equipment being stolen, and, you know, the facilities at the Island Park were not sufficient to keep everything secure. So this is a really good use of
Plus-
an existing facility.
And plus, there's other opportunities for other departments to use some space in there. I mean, it's a big space, so if it comes to that, but yeah, no, I think it's a great idea. Any further questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion? The motion is carried. There are none opposed. Moving on to CS 2615, ICE startup dates. Councillor Manley.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Madden, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry receive staff report CS 2026-15, 2026 ICE startup dates for information purposes, and that Council approves the startup date at the Glengarry Sports Palace of September 12th, 2026, and September 26th, 2026 at the Maxville Sports District Sports Complex.
Okay, thank you. Stephanie.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So for this year's ICE startup in the fall of 2026, we're proposing the proposed dates of September 12th for the GSP and September 26th for the Maxville Sports Complex, in alignment with what we've received back as feedback from our existing users in terms of dates that would align well with their ICE startup readiness. And we've also launched the 2026-2027 ICE request process. So based on that, we feel that these dates align well with the needs of our users, but also ensure a reasonable startup date without incurring irresponsible startup costs for the facility. Subject to any questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Questions or comments? See none, all those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried. None opposed. And 2026 awarding of GSP dehumidifier replacement. Councillor Madden.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Council Martin, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry receive staff report CS 2026-16, awarding of the Glengarry Sports Palace dehumidifier replacement contract. And the Council approve the awarding of the Glengarry Sports Palace dehumidifier supply and installation contract to Simcoe Refrigeration through the Canoe Procurement Group of Canada Cooperative Purchasing Program, in accordance with the Township of North Glengarry procurement policy. And council authorizes staff to proceed with the procurement and implementation of the dehumidifier replacement project in accordance with the approved budget.
Okay, thank you. Stephanie.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. During the 2026 capital budget discussions, staff presented to council the need to replace one of the 2 dehumidifiers currently in place at the Glengarry Sports Palace that has reached the end of its useful life. So as such, we do have an existing service agreement in place with Simco, who's responsible for providing our ongoing maintenance and technical support for our refrigeration systems at both arenas, inclusive of both of the existing dehumidifiers at the GSP. And we found this to be an effective agreement in place to really standardize service and ensure there's technical expertise with those who are familiar with our equipment at the Glengarry Sports Palace when it comes to any maintenance issues. So for this reason, we have sought out pricing from Simco through the Canoe Procurement Group of Canada, and their pricing has come back to us at a rate of $53,147.98 plus HST, which aligns well with the $60,000 capital allotment for this project for 2026. So if council is supportive of moving forward with this purchase, we would proceed with the next steps in coordinating with Simco directly. Thank you.
And when would they be doing it? Over the summer, most likely, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried. There are none opposed. Thank you for your reports. Okay, moving on to Fire Department, FD 2026-03, Automatic Aid Agreement. Councilor Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Deputy Mayor Williams, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry receive staff report FD 2026-03, proposed automatic aid agreement for specialized rescue services between the Township of North Glengarry and the City of Ottawa. And further that, Council approves bylaw 30-2026, being a bylaw to authorize the mayor and clerk to execute the automatic aid agreement between the Township of North Glengarry and the City of Ottawa for the provision of specialized rescue services. And that bylaw 30-2026 be read the first, second, and third time and enacted in open council this 25th day of May, 2026.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, Chief.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The purpose for this report is to seek council approval for an automatic aid agreement between the township and the City of Ottawa for the provision of specialized technical services within the township. Our fire department provides fire protection services through a volunteer base model, as council is aware, from 3 stations. While the department maintains emergency response capabilities for fire suppression, rescue, medical response, and public safety incidents, specialized technical rescue disciplines require advanced technical level training, specialized apparatus, dedicated equipment, and significant ongoing certification requirements that are just not practical to maintain internally within a volunteer service model. The purpose of the agreement is to establish a formal automatic aid whereby Ottawa will respond within incidents of North Glengarry requiring technical rescue capabilities beyond our fire department's capabilities. This agreement outlines response procedures, command responsibilities, financial obligations, insurance, and service expectations between both municipalities. Under the agreement, Ottawa will provide technical rope rescue, confined space rescue, water ice rescue, trench rescue, grain bin silo rescue, and machine rescue. Specialized rescue incidents are generally low frequency but high risk emergencies requiring specialized personnel, advanced rescue systems, and dedicated apparatus to safely mitigate hazards and rescue victims. North Glengarry's agricultural base, industrial occupancy, and rural infrastructure waterways and transportation corridors present a realistic community risk profile for these types of incidents. While infrequent, such emergencies can present significant hazards to victims, responders, and public if appropriate technical rescue resources are not immediately available. As a volunteer department, North Glengarry does not maintain internal technical rescue nor specializes special rescue equipment and certification programs required to sustain these disciplines in-house. Establishing an internal capability will require substantial investment in specialized apparatus, rescue equipment, technical level training, recurring certification maintenance, and staffing capacities, resulting in significant financial pressures for low-frequency service demand. While our department does not currently maintain technical level specialized rescues in trench rescue, confined space, rope, and silo, the department intends to continue in developing and maintaining technical level water ice rescue capabilities consistent with the township's community risk profile of local waterways, seasonal hazards, and operational service deliveries objectives. Our department recognizes the importance of maintaining internal water ice rescue competencies to support the immediate response within North Glengarry. Ottawa would supplement North Glengarry's technical capabilities during complex, prolonged, or large-scale incidents involving water ice rescue, where additional specialized personnel, equipment, or operational support may be required. This agreement therefore strengthens the enhanced of our department emergency response capabilities while supporting the department's continued development of internal technical rescue. The proposed agreement provides a practical, regional, and financial responsible solution for allowing North Glengarry access to an established technical rescue team through Ottawa's fire service. This model provides immediate access to specialized personnel, equipment, and command resources while avoiding the financial burden of developing and maintaining full in-house technical responsibilities. The agreement also establishes clear incident command expectations. Upon request of our dispatch, Ottawa's Fire Service will respond to the appropriate specialized rescue resources subject to operational availability. Incident command will initially be established by North Glengarry and then coordinating jointly with Ottawa specialized rescue teams to maintain an effective unified command structure. This agreement is specific to specialized rescue services and does not include routine fire suppression or normal emergency response. Structural collapse rescue, urban search and rescue, and hazardous materials CBRNE incidents would continue to be accessed through provincial emergency coordination systems when required. Approval of this agreement will significantly strengthen emergency response within North Glengarry while providing access to specialized rescue services that are otherwise not be available or reasonably available within our township, improving firefighter safety, public protection, and overall municipality emergency preparedness. We're authorized to enter into agreement respecting fire protection and emergency services under the provisions of the Ontario Fire Protection and Prevention Act. This agreement term would be for a 3-year term with an automatic renewal unless terminated by either party. In terms of financial implications, the agreement is based on a fee-for-service model, meaning that there's no annual retainer fee or standing financial obligations to North Glengarry. Costs are only incurred when specialized rescue resources are requested and deployed within the township of North Glengarry. Response costs are established through the City of Ottawa's fee bylaw and updated on an annual basis. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Questions or comments? Go ahead, Councillor Massey, then Councillor Madden.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. We had a few years ago, we had training for the on ice rescue, and we had equipment for that, and we had done a major training for our volunteer group. Is that going to go away now, or?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, so we continue to train since 2012. We do have technical ice water rescue. The discipline and certification as required through the Ontario regulation is coming into effect July 1st, 2028, where we will be required to certify to an NFPA standard. Currently, we're certified to that standard, but just need to certify to it. We've been training to those capabilities since 2012.
Okay.
As indicated in the report, we intend to continue to maintain that technical aspect.
Okay.
This just provides, if we don't need the service from Ottawa, it's not automatic. So
Okay.
they're not just paged out to come out to those type of incidents.
Yep, go ahead.
I was wondering, Ottawa's quite a distance away, so are you not concerned about the time to travel here, or?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. No, actually, we've had just recently some incidents where even through, we have great collaboration with Ottawa currently. We do a lot of joint type of exercises in terms of training and so forth, where we did have a response that was may have been required by Ottawa, and they're activated immediately. So
Okay.
their response would have been about 45 minutes, give or take, for it was a potential trench rescue, where they were ready and prepared to respond, and that was their time frame, which actually allows our department to arrive, prepare for Ottawa. There's already communication. We would be patched through our radio communication where we could have dialogue prior, where the teams that are ongoing or on their way, they could prepare for the incident, as well as in the type of incidents for silo rescue with our current apparatus of having an aerial device. Those devices are utilized, and our members are still capable of doing to an awareness level, such as, making contact in a silo rescue opportunity. We could still make contact with the victims and try to alleviate the situation or mitigate that situation while the teams are still responding.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Madden.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Chief. Definitely rounds out services, responses, and support for existing. Just out of curiosity, is there any of this that would be available from, like, say, Cornwall? I'm thinking the distance thing as well, and I'm gonna say, good to know that there's already existing relationship and there's been, call it practice in terms of the communication and the work together, the collaboration on it. But I'm just curious if any of this would be available from, say, Cornwall.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor. Cornwall does not offer any of those services, even to the, as I'm aware, in terms of their ENR, they don't offer that service to the residents of Cornwall. So
Okay.
those services are not available.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead. Councillor Manley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Chief, just, have we ever had an agreement with, a formal agreement with Ottawa before?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, no, we haven't.
Okay.
This is where, through collaboration and thanks to Chief Paul Hutt from Ottawa, we have a great working relationship, and we've worked towards making this agreement a first for our township, and it's something that Ottawa's really put something in place that's assisting municipalities in the surrounding areas.
I think it's great, yeah.
Go ahead, Councillor Cadell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Do we have anything to offer them, or an agreement that we'll send a ladder truck or whatever, and it all priced out the same as this is?
Yep, through you, Mr. Mayor. And again, that would be based on the incident. That's where us being deployed first, we're able to assess the situation, they'd be en route. Again, we would always utilize any type of equipment that we have in for these type of incidents, including our ladder truck in a silo rescue, where yes, if a piece of equipment's not required, then they won't be sending it. But they just outline that in the agreement of what should be sent. Many municipalities in this area, we are the only municipality in SDNG that does have an aerial truck that's available, so which is also available to other municipalities. We've made that known in our mutual aid agreement that we would offer that service to other municipalities around to assist Ottawa in those type of situations. So in terms of offering anything to Ottawa, I think that's the most, is that we would always assist other municipalities in our area with the type of equipment that we have.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
And just for our taxpayers, there is no cost to this other than if we use the service, correct?
That is correct. It's only a fee for service, no annual fee required.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions or comments? Go ahead, Councillor Martin.
Would there be any instances where the Ottawa Fire Service would be first on the scene, or?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, not likely, no. We're always the first to be notified of an incident, and we would have to make the request through our dispatch service for the Ottawa service. Yep.
Okay. Okay, thank you. All those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried, none opposed. And moving on to, sorry, did I just do the wrong one? FD 2026-04, appointment to act in the capacity of Deputy Fire Coordinator, United Counties of Stormont, Dundas, and Glengarry. Deputy Mayor Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Massey. Excuse me, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry receive staff report number FD 2026-04, appointment to act in the capacity of Deputy Fire Coordinator, United Counties of SDG, for information purposes. Further, the Council approve Fire Chief Matthew Roy to act in the capacity of Deputy fire coordinator under the provisions of the Fire Protection and Prevention Act 1997 for the United Counties of Stormont, Dundas, and Glengarry.
Okay, thank you. Matt?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Little background, the counties of SDNG maintain a regional fire coordinator structure pursuant to the FPPA, which provides the appointment of a fire coordinator and a deputy fire coordinator to provide support to emergency management, internal municipal fire service coordination, provincial liaison functions, and regional fire service collaboration. So the role of the deputy fire coordinator is intended to provide support to the county fire coordinator and participating municipalities in matters including but not limited to fire service coordination and regional collaboration, assistance during large-scale or complex incidents requiring internal municipal cooperation, liaison provincial agencies, including the Office of the Fire Marshal, support for mutual aid, specialized rescue coordination, and emergency plan initiatives, participation in the regional fire service meetings, plan activities, and operational coordination. This appointment would serve in support of the coordination role for the United Counties and participating municipalities, and would not alter my responsibilities or reporting relationship to the council or administration. The participation in this role provides the opportunity for North Glengarry to maintain representation and leadership at a regional level while supporting collaborative emergency preparedness and response initiatives across the SCNG region. It also ensures North Glengarry remains actively engaged in regional fire service planning, specialized rescue coordination, mutual aid discussions, and emerging legislative operational considerations in impacting municipal fire services. The appointment is not anticipated to create a significant operational impact for North Glengarry Fire Department. Any duties undertaken in the deputy fire coordinator capacity would be managed in conjunction with the existing fire chief responsibilities and coordinated to avoid disruptions in departmental service delivery. As this appointment extends beyond the municipalities and relates to regional representation under the FPPA, council's approval is being sought to ensure transparency and informal municipal acknowledgement of the role. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Questions or comments? Go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, I think it's great to have North Glengarry stepping forward, our fire chief stepping forward and playing more of a regional role and providing that support. It's a great idea.
Thank you. Go ahead, Councillor Madden.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just curious about the minutia of it. Are we, your last point was, it's regional, so you're going outside of North Glengarry, obviously, using our vehicle and using your time and
Correct.
And are you being compensated by them? Are we compensating you while working for them? Are we, all of the expense aspect of it for, as the mayor said, taxpayers' knowledge?
Yeah, so for, through you, Mr. Mayor, in terms of financial implications, it would be, there is no financial aspect that's provided by the province for this or the counties. It is, yes, it would fall to utilizing the existing vehicle, attending any type of training would be covered by the province. That would be the extent of it. So what the intent of this role is solely in terms of should there be any type of mutual aid activation is to ensure that coordinations is available in large-scale incidents. So I would say it would be low frequency in terms of what the requirements are, other than attending normal frequent meetings, which I currently attend as a group of all the 6 municipalities in terms of that.
Yep, perfect. Thank you.
Go ahead, Councillor Massey.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Well, congratulations, Matt, because nobody said it, but
Yeah.
congratulations, I'm sure it's...
We haven't passed it yet.
Yeah, like Karma says, it's very good that we keep in touch with the counties and everything, and we always thought you were a great chief, so now we have confirmation, so good luck. Thank you.
Any further questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion is carried, none opposed. Thank you, Chief, for your reports.
Congratulations.
Okay, moving on to number 7, unfinished business. Rural Affairs Committee requests United Counties of SDNG. I have a motion moved by Councillor Massey, seconded by Councillor Cadell, that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of North Glengarry hereby receives the recommendation of the Rural Affairs Committee that the township endorse a request to the United Counties of Stormont, Dundas, and Glengarry for the establishment of a county-level rural agricultural advisory committee with the goals of enhanced engagement with the agricultural community and providing input on rural and agricultural matters. And that the Council of the Corporation of Township of North Glengarry hereby further receives the recommendation of the Rural Affairs Committee that the township support a request for increased public consultation with affected property owners in relation to the United Counties of Stormont, Dundas, and Glengarry roadside tree planting program. And that the Council of the Corporation of Township of North Glengarry hereby supports the establishment of a Rural Agricultural Advisory Committee at the United Counties of Stormont, Dundas, and Glengarry. And that in anticipation of the staff report to be brought forward to the Council of the United Counties, Stormont, Dundas, and Glengarry respecting the roadside tree planting program, the Council of the Corporation of the Township of North Glengarry affirms its support for maintaining the safety and operational integrity of county roadways and mitigating the effects of snow drifting, and further endorses that recommendations for future program planning and implementation include increased consultation with affected property owners with the objective of ensuring a collaborative and informed approach. And that this resolution be forwarded to the United Counties of Stormont, Dundas, and Glengarry for consideration. Any questions or comments? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's a good resolution. It certainly is in keeping with, I think, where the county council was going on this issue. I'm not sure about the title of the committee.
Yeah.
I think that would have to be settled, obviously, by county council, because, you know, I don't think it's up to us to, I mean, we can suggest a title, but I don't know if we can make that more subtle in the resolution or not. Or some such title.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, just from the discussions at the committee level, they were pretty specific on I guess what they felt the committee should encompass. So that was the nature of including the specific title. I'm sure if council wished to possibly just remove that altogether from the resolution, I would think that's an option as well.
I think it's up to county council to make that decision. I think if this council agrees with this and we move it forward, let the county council decide what they want to see the outcome of that. You know, I personally think it should be more of a rural affairs committee, similar to what we have, that doesn't just deal with agricultural issues. It deals with many issues, as we've talked in the past about clear cutting and those kinds of things. I know that affects the agricultural industry, but it also affects our tree canopy, and we talk a lot about our tree canopy, and it's very important. You know, I will mention that Phil Duncan called me today, and I had got them access across a property, and they were planting 12,000 trees today on the donation of land from Alan McDonald. So another 12,000 trees going down. So, Deputy Mayor, you got a...
Yeah, I just wanted to say I agree that more of a rural title would be probably more appropriate and more all-encompassing of the rural reality that we live in here. But as you say, county council can make that decision. Thank you.
Further questions or comments? Go ahead, Councillor Madden.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll just add, I mean, it's establishment of a county level, and it says Rural Agricultural Affairs, Rural Agriculture Advisory Committee. If they're going to take that seriously as naming, Rural and Agricultural Advisory Committee would be kind of perfect, I think. Right. Right? It would cover the rural aspect, it would cover the ag aspect. And yeah, but definitely up to them to name it for whatever they want. The spirit of this is definitely the right move.
Absolutely. Any further questions or comments at this time? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion? The motion is carried, none opposed. Okay, moving on to items under the consent agenda. Councillor Massey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Cadell, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry receive the items from the consent agenda for information purposes only.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on the consent agenda? So I will be, under new business, pulling something out of the consent agenda. I spoke to the CAO today. I probably should have mentioned that at the beginning of the meeting, but I had it written in. So all those in favor of the consent agenda? Carried. None opposed. Under new business, I have a motion that I would like to read out and for us to perhaps support from the Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus. It says, moved by Warden Jennifer Murphy, seconded by Warden Robert Mullen, whereas the Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus, EOWC, serves over 1.1 million residents across 13 upper-tier and single-tier municipalities, encompassing a total of 103 municipalities in Ontario. And whereas municipalities in Ontario are currently required to calculate property taxes based on property valuations from 2016, over a decade ago. And whereas all other provinces in Canada have continued regular reassessment cycles, resulting in properties being reassessed multiple times since 2016, making Ontario the most outdated in Canada. And whereas the prolonged pause in the reassessment cycle has created significant distortions in assessed values, resulting in inequities among property classes, and whereas outdated assessments negatively impact investment decisions, economic competitive, municipal planning, and disproportionately affect independent small businesses. And whereas the continued pause on property tax reassessment in Ontario creates uncertainty for municipalities, property owners, and investors regarding future tax liabilities. And whereas a current and predictable assessment system is essential to supporting strong communities, maintaining fairness in taxation, encouraging economic investment consistent with the Ontario government's objective of being open for business. And whereas the lack of clarity regarding the timing of the next reassessment is contributing to delayed or deferred investment decisions, thereby impacting economic competitiveness across the province. And whereas municipal governments, particularly in rural and small urban communities, rely on a stable and updated assessment system to address financial pressures including inflation, rising labor costs, and increasing service demands. Now therefore be resolved that the EOWC formally requests that the Government of Ontario commit to a clear and prompt return to the property tax reassessment cycle. And be it further resolved that the province provide a defined timeline and transparent plan for implementing future reassessments on a regular and predictable basis. And be it further resolved that the Government of Ontario work in coordination with the Municipal Property Assessment Corporation, MPAC, to ensure properties are reassessed in an accurate and timely manner. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be circulated to the Honourable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, the Honourable Peter Bethlenfalvy, Minister of Finance, EOWC members of Provincial Parliament, the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, the Rural Ontario Municipal Association, the Municipal Property Assessment Corporation, the Ontario Big City Mayors, the Western Ontario Wardens Caucus, the Mayors and Regional Chairs of Ontario, the Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities, and all EOWC municipalities.
Jeez, glad that was you.
I thought it was only one page, but I can go to page 2, I guess. So just questions or comments? I mean, it's craziness that we're sitting 10 years in and still nothing, nothing coming in the future, no discussions. Go ahead, Councillor Madden.
I'm going to say this has been a discussion since I got on in 2020, effectively.
Yep.
I mean, it happened through COVID, but even immediately at the end of COVID, everybody was looking for the cycle to be reinstituted because there's been an issue with taxation since.
Yeah. Well, we met with the Minister of Finance and we asked that question bluntly
They
too.
ran in circles.
And he said, would you not rather see the assessment, this fixed properly? Sure, but when? And so,
Exactly.
we're looking at, that meeting was probably in 2021, 2022, and here we are again with still no answer.
Yep, 4 years later.
So definitely, something needs to be done, and hopefully we can. So I've read out the East Ontario Wardens Caucus. Is everyone comfortable voting on exactly that wording?
I think supporting that motion is perfect.
Okay. All those in favor? Motion is carried. Thank you. Okay, notice of motion. The next regular meeting of council is Monday, June 8th, 2026 at 6 p.m. here in the council chambers. Are there any questions for question period? Heinz.
Keep an eye on the time, Heinz. It's a hockey night.
It only starts at 8 o'clock.
Okay, I'll make it.
He's gonna be jumping out of his seat.
No.
I'll make it very short. The public has two questions actually regarding the deputy fire coordination position. For how long was this agreement being made? Like, is this a position without any time limitation? Or does it have a time limitation?
Chief?
How many years?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. The appointment there is no time frame. The process that we underwent was all the county chiefs had a meeting and it was voted on, so I will be assuming the role of deputy fire coordinator for the year of 2026. And in 2027, I'll be bringing a report forward to council for the potential appointment for 2027 and moving forward.
So generally, Heinz, what happens at most committees at the counties is they're done for usually a 4-year period. Not sure how they're going to handle it, but once the new council takes over, this will come back to us again, and the new council will vote on that. So.
Okay, thank you for the answer. And the second question was, how many hours would this new position require out of your weekly workload?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, the workload is not an excessive amount. It's typically it's meetings that I currently attend. There's more administrative unless there's a large complex incident that involves the mutual aid coordinator that needs to step in to ensure that other municipalities are provided that support, which the mutual aid agreement that's what it's intended to provide, is to ensure that when municipalities are faced with large complex incidents, that a coordinator or a fire chief from another municipality can step in and assist that municipality to ensure that they provide and have that coordination to ensure that they have that service availability.
Now, would I be wrong in saying that in the last 3.5 years that we probably just had one of those incidents, which was the county forest in North Dundas?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Other than just if North Glengarry faces, for an instance, an example would be if North Glengarry is faced with a large complex incident, the mutual aid coordinator would be contacted and then utilized to ensure that North Glengarry is then supplemented with other resources while we deal with that complex incident. Or in the case of, as I indicated, for hazmat incidents or urban search and rescue, the coordinator is the contact between the province and the municipality.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm thinking of a third question,
Okay.
actually. This agreement with the Ottawa Fire Department, would that agreement trigger as well a phone call with them if there is an incident at the BESS site?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, so the BESS site wouldn't require any specialized services as indicated, the agreement is not for fire suppression, so the BESS site is managed through, we have the capability of dealing with that site internally, so no Ottawa Fire Service would not be called for those services. However, in a mutual aid capacity, should anything be required that's beyond our capabilities for any type of incident, not just the BESS incident, Ottawa Fire Service does provide services through mutual aid.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. There is no closed session tonight. Confirmation bylaw. Councillor Cadell.
Mayor, moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Manley, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry adopts bylaw 31-2026, being a bylaw to adopt, confirm, and ratify matters dealt with by resolution, and that bylaw 31-2026 be read a first, second, and third time and enacted in open council this 25th day of May 2026.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion is carried, none opposed. Moving on to adjournment, Councilor Manley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Move by myself, seconded by Councilor Madden. There being no further business discussed, the meeting was adjourned at 6:50 PM.
All those in favor? Motion is carried, none opposed. So if perhaps, everyone could bow their heads and we pray to the hockey gods that they are good to our Canadians tonight. I can only pray now. I have nothing else to give up. So we cannot go to another elimination game or
Oh, I
like,
can think of a few things.
yeah? Huh. Okay, remind me not to call you, so. All right, so last thing to say is go Habs go. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight.